Welcome to Switch Game List. Join me as I count down my top 10 must-play turn-based RPGs on Nintendo Switch. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Persona 5 Royal puts you in the shoes of a high school student with a criminal record who discovers the power to enter people's subconscious minds. You and your friends form the Phantom Thieves, targeting corrupt adults by stealing their distorted desires. During the day, you live a normal student life, attending class, working jobs, and building relationships. At night, you infiltrate surreal cognitive palaces. The game mixes dungeon crawling with life simulation, and the soundtrack absolutely slaps. The Royal Edition adds a new semester, characters, and storylines that elevate an already fantastic game. This one kept me hooked for over 100 hours. Divinity, Original Sin 2, drops you into a world where magic users are hunted and imprisoned. You play as a sorcerer who escapes captivity and embarks on a quest to become the next divine, a godlike figure who can save or doom the world. The game lets you solve problems in countless ways, from talking your way out of fights to setting everything on fire. Your choices matter and permanently change the story. Combat uses an intricate turn-based system where environmental effects create chain reactions. Water conducts electricity, fire creates steam clouds, and oil makes everything more flammable. The freedom this game offers makes it stand out from every other RPG on Switch. Valkyria Chronicles 4 takes place in an alternate version of World War II, following Squad E of the Federation Army as they fight against the Empire. You control Commander Claude Wallace and his childhood friends, now soldiers in a desperate operation to end the war. The game blends turn-based strategy with third-person shooting, letting you position troops and then aim manually when attacking. The watercolor art style masks a story that doesn't shy away from the horrors of war, tackling themes of sacrifice, revenge, and the moral complexity of military operations. The character writing keeps you invested even when missions get tough. This one surprised me with how emotional it got.
Right there! Advancing!
Mario and Luigi Brothership reunites the famous plumber brothers after years apart for a cruise vacation that quickly turns into another adventure. When their ship gets caught in a mystical whirlpool, they're separated across various islands ruled by quirky pirate crews. The brothers must navigate different sea cultures, rebuild their ship, and uncover an ancient oceanic threat. Combat requires perfect timing for attacks and dodges, with each brother controlled by different buttons. The humor lands consistently without being childish, and the synchronization-based puzzles feel fresh. I found myself laughing out loud at the pirate slang-filled dialogue and the brothers' physical comedy moments. The Legend of Heroes Trails to Azure continues the story from Trails from Zero, following the Special Support Section team in Crossbell, a city-state caught between two powerful nations. Led by Lloyd Bannings, your team investigates a criminal organization while navigating political tensions threatening to engulf the city in war. The game builds on years of world-building with returning characters from previous entries. Combat uses a tactical grid system where positioning matters as much as the skills you choose. The story rewards patient players with major payoffs to plot threads that have been developing across multiple games. The political intrigue here rivals Game of Thrones in complexity.
あの地獄のような惨状における唯一の慰めだった。今となってはその痕跡もほとんどなくなっているがな。
Hey, quick pause here. If you're enjoying this look at some of Switch's finest games, hit that subscribe button for more content like this. Let me know in the comments which of these games you've played or are excited to try. Now, let's continue with our lineup. Dragon Quest III HD2D Remake transforms the 1988 classic into a visual masterpiece using modern pixel art and lighting effects. You play as the child of the legendary hero Ortega, setting out to defeat the archfiend Baramos, who threatens the world. The game established many JRPG conventions we take for granted today, including the job system that lets you change character classes. What makes it special is how it connects to the first two Dragon Quest games, serving as a prequel that explains the origin of the series' world. The remake preserves the original's charm while making quality-of-life improvements. This feels like playing a piece of gaming history without the frustrations of older design.
Place is your one-stop shop for all things adventuring. If you find yourself feeling lonely on the road, or simply want some muscle you can count on in a pinch, let me know. I'll find the perfect companions to suit your needs.
Monster Hunter Stories. 2 turns the monster hunting formula on its head by having you befriend monsters instead of slaying them. You play as the grandson of a legendary rider, inheriting a mysterious egg containing a potentially world-ending Rathalos. The turn-based combat uses a rock-paper-scissors system of power, speed, and technical attacks, where guessing your opponent's next move is crucial. You can collect and hatch eggs to build a team of monsters with unique abilities. The cel-shaded art style creates a more accessible entry point to the typically complex Monster Hunter universe. The monster collecting aspect scratched my Pokemon itch while offering much deeper combat. Octopath Traveler 2 features 8 travelers with separate stories that gradually intertwine. Each character has unique abilities both in and out of battle. Throne can steal items, Oswald can scrutinize NPCs for information, and Casti can inquire about hidden quests. The game alternates between day and night cycles, changing available interactions and character abilities. The combat system relies on breaking enemy defenses by exploiting weaknesses, creating satisfying strategic depth. The HD2D visual style mixes pixel art characters with 3D environments and modern lighting effects. I appreciated how each character's story tackles different themes: redemption, revenge, discovery, giving the game emotional range.
Lord Hikari, working up a sweat today, I see. If we didn't say anything, I reckon you'd train until the sunset.
Dragon Quest XI's follows the Luminary, a reincarnation of a legendary hero, who must gather allies and face the Dark One threatening the world. The game starts traditionally, but evolves into a time-bending epic with unexpected twists. Combat sticks to classic turn-based mechanics while adding modern touches like the pet power system, where characters enter powered-up states during battle. The Definitive Edition adds a 16-bit mode that recreates the entire game in retro style, plus orchestrated music and additional story content. The characters develop in meaningful ways throughout the 60-plus hour journey. This game feels like comfort food for JRPG fans, familiar but crafted with exceptional care.
Here we are at last. It's such a shame about the weather. I was really looking
Fire
forward to
Emblem. 3 Houses puts you in the role of a professor at a military academy, where students from 3 nations train together before an inevitable war tears them apart. You must choose one house to lead, knowing you'll eventually face your former students on the battlefield. The game balances classroom management with tactical grid-based combat, where permadeath raises the stakes of every decision. Your teaching choices determine how students develop, adding RPG progression to the strategy gameplay. Multiple routes with different perspectives on the same conflict create a morally complex narrative where no side is entirely right or wrong. The voice acting elevates the emotional impact when former friends clash on opposite sides. Hey, let me know what you think about these games. Maybe you've played some and have a different take, or maybe something here caught your eye. Drop a comment, let's chat about it. See you in the next one.